All signatories to the Australian Packaging Covenant are required to report each year by 31st of March. Your annual report should describe the progress you've made towards completing the actions and targets in your action plan and include any other relevant activities that contribute to broader product stewardship and sustainability outcomes. The online reporting tool is mandatory for the submission of all brand owner reports. Non-brand owner signatories may use the tool or submit a written report. This video explains how to use the online reporting template to complete your report. Access is via a link sent to signatories by email. Note that the link we provide you is specific to your organisation and no additional passwords are required. For this video, we'll be using the reporting link of a pilot company. The first step is to click on your link in the email from the APC or open your web browser and paste the URL at the top. Once the portal is open, you will see that there are 4 tabs across the top of the screen. The Information tab will give you a summary of the annual reporting process and provides links to 2 support guides, Guide to Quality Reporting and the Audit Ready Guide. We recommend you read both of these documents before you start your report, along with the 2 other resources listed on our website to help with annual reporting. The Annual Report Data Collection Template, which assists you to collate data from various sources before completing your report, and Better Reporting Examples, which provides a list of example reporting responses and explanations as to why they are better practice. The second tab is the reporting template itself. This is what you will use to complete your report. The Results tab is where you can download a PDF copy of your report. You can do this at any time once you have saved information in any part of the reporting template. The Feedback tab is to provide feedback on the online system itself. We would like to know about your experience using the template and any issues you may have had. Now we will go through the reporting template. Start by clicking on the Reporting Template tab. You can progress through the report in any order by clicking on the links in the table. The status bar on the side will show you whether or not the section has been completed. You are able to save the sections as drafts and return to the report later. Your report cannot be submitted until all the KPIs show a status of complete and the report has been authorized. The authorization page will only be available once all KPI sections show a status of complete. Now we'll enter the report by clicking on the first link. Enter your details in the report. The information in the Company Details section will not show in the PDF version. If this is your first report, you may choose whichever reporting period you prefer, keeping in mind that you will need to continue reporting on this basis. If you have reported previously, you should select the same reporting period as last year. When you save the section, you will be returned to the main page of the portal. As you can see, the Company Details section now shows the status of Draft Saved. If you have in fact finished with the section, you can re-enter the system and change it to Complete. To access the reporting template for a particular KPI, click on the relevant link in the table. For each KPI, you are asked to describe your action plan targets and your actual achievements. Please clearly describe what your organisation had planned to achieve according to your action plan. The blue icon under the KPI is a Help button and will provide you with further information about the KPI. It also provides an example of better practice responses to help you to describe your own achievements effectively. Additional examples can be found in the Better Reporting Examples Guide. Once you have completed up to question 12, you will need to refer to your action plan to see what your targets were for the reporting period. Add your targets and under the Actual column, include a description of the progress you have made towards this target. If your targets are not entirely clear as a standalone item, enter additional information that will assist the assessor and external stakeholders to understand your activities. Your rating will be based on the answers in this section, so it's best to provide a full answer that can be understood alone. Avoid including a percentage or standalone number. Your responses should either include comparisons to previous years or to targets, as a standalone number does not clearly express how you are progressing. Under KPI 1, your report should describe progress during the reporting period in implementing the principles of the Sustainable Packaging Guidelines for the design and/or procurement of packaging through formal, documented processes. Setting up a system so that packaging, new and existing, is periodically reviewed from an environmental perspective is central to KPI 1. You can add as many targets as you need, and the boxes will be adjusted automatically so that you can see the full answer. If you add one accidentally, you can easily delete it. It's important that you include details regarding all activities undertaken for the KPI, regardless of whether or not they are included in your action plan. Please include these as opportunities or constraints in the field provided. The items reported in this field will also be accounted for when assessing your report. Remember, the blue icon indicates a help point, so click on this if you'd like further information. KPI 3 requires signatories to have in place recovery systems for used packaging. The APC understands that most organisations are likely to have in place a recovery system. The focus is therefore on maintenance, expansion, and continuous improvement of existing systems. Maintained existing system may be an acceptable response, but only where the existing system has been demonstrated to be of sufficient quality. Where systems are being maintained or expanded, it is appropriate to report details of materials collected, either in terms of weights, volumes, percentages, or streams. Simply stating that there is a system in place is not sound reporting and will be assessed poorly. Note that the actuals in this example are accurate in that they report specific volumes and are comparable in that data can be compared against them in the future. In reporting the change since the previous year, they are clear on what has been achieved. KPI 4 requires signatories to develop and implement a procurement policy to drive purchasing of products containing recycled packaging. This KPI is intended to improve market demand for recovered packaging materials, resulting in improved commercial viability of packaging recovery. As packaging is recycled into many products, the APC encourages organisations to develop policies that cover a wide variety of products which extend beyond packaging. Better reports will include details of the policy implementation, ideally quantifiable data on percentage increases, or by describing the items purchased as a result of having the policy. Adopted policy or similar is not considered to be an appropriate status update to include in your report. The actuals reported here are accurate and balanced. It will be comparable from year to year, as the measurement is given as a clear percentage of volume. The use of a database tracking purchasing will also make the data reliable over time. The intention of KPI 6 is to encourage signatories to work with suppliers and others in the supply chain to improve the sustainability performance of packaging. The key requirement is to develop and demonstrate that formal processes are in place to work with suppliers and other stakeholders. This could include arrangements with material or product suppliers and service providers, as well as not-for-profits and industry associations. Generally, the more robust expressions of product stewardship under this KPI involve several steps up and/or down the supply chain, potentially involving end users, customers, and/or industry peers. The actuals in this example are clear, explaining what has been achieved, and maintaining records will ensure that they are reliable and comparable. In addition, the first actual is balanced in acknowledging that some issues have arisen from language barriers. The intent of KPI 7 is to encourage systemic thinking among signatories. Packaging should be considered as an element of the product system, rather than an independent component. KPI 7 provides signatories with a platform to report other sustainability-focused programs and further develop systems to better manage environmental and social impacts. Whilst this KPI asks signatories to extend the principles of product stewardship beyond packaging, better reports may make reference to how the initiatives have led to better packaging sustainability outcomes. This may not be applicable for all targets. The actuals in this example are clear in reporting what has been achieved, and those with numeric data will be comparable to data collected year on year. The first actual is balanced in reporting an annual reduction as part of an ongoing reduction trend. Actuals reported under KPI 8 should reflect activities to manage litter, which is defined as packaging or products which are not disposed of in bins and are found in public places or the broader environment, such as streets, parks, drains, beaches, and waterways. If litter is not a material issue for your organisation, it is important that you can demonstrate that this is the case, and that measures have been enacted to account for whatever litter issues there are. It is not sufficient to simply state that your packaging is unlikely to become litter. In this example, the actuals are balanced, reporting clearly on what was and was not achieved. The use of percentages and other measurements ensures that they will be comparable annually, and include timelines for both completed and future actions. Once your report is complete, it will be available to the APC for acceptance. Be aware that you may be asked to complement your report with further data. You'll be notified by email if this is the case. If you need to recomplete a section of your report, the status in the online report will change from complete to returned. If you have any questions regarding the level of detail required in your report, or how to best communicate the activities you've completed, please contact us to discuss. We're here to help. Best of luck with reporting.